Okay, so we analyzed the implications for the individuals, and yeah, I'll just start here on the negative side. So we thought it might lead to isolation. So if people go to the office, they really want to enjoy working with their co-workers, and if you work from home or feel like you should work at home, then yeah, you might feel a bit isolated.
Yeah, on the positive side, we think first of all that you can have more freedom and more autonomy to organize your daily schedule. So this is definitely an advantage of WAA.
So basically for the negative sides, we've been worried about limited knowledge sharing, that you might not be able to be at the office as much and actually share knowledge with your colleagues, learn from them, exchange ideas. So it goes hand in hand with problematic communication, and also might have an effect on belonging to the company or a feeling of solidarity with the rest of the co-workers. Yeah.
So two elements from the positive side we would also like to summarize is a higher motivation, higher productivity. Higher motivation, especially since yeah, people have more autonomy. They can basically plan their day as they like to, so they can put the priorities where they want to. So if there's an important event at the day, for example, they have to go to the hospital with a child or whatever, that motivates them to work harder in the evening. And the productivity is basically the same. So if in case they can work from home, for example, they can find ways to take shortcuts or whatever in order to be done early and to get like the work done in a quicker amount of time.
Okay.
So in the negative side, procrastination can be one thing. So the people, it's self-discipline related. So those who tend to do procrastinate, like tend to make things later. Like so if you work at home, like the self-discipline can be decreasing, so it can happen.
Another negative one on a more maybe personal life aspect is the fact that if you work from home, maybe your family doesn't really understand that you're still at home but to work. So maybe they're gonna, like, your wife is gonna ask you to take care of the kids more. She's gonna forget that you're still working on. That's negative, yeah. And so yeah.
On the positive part of it, we were also thinking about it. You will have the option to live more like a dynamic life, which will increase your possibility to be more creative, basically, and therefore you have much more room for self-realization, and also we call it serendipity. Serendipity. I don't know if you are familiar with this term, but what we are, thanks to the seminar from the KMD, right?
Yeah.
But what does it mean basically? What we meant by it is that you are more likely to be surrounded by some new facts, some new.
Okay, great.
It's a balance.
Thank you. Is that it's getting to be 9 o'clock, so be ready to be prepared to leave. Okay, another group. So you want to go?
I think we always have the same thing, but then we just try to emphasize from another aspect.
Okay.
So you see the green arrows,
Yeah.
like every coin has two sides. So it means like for the I can't read. So for example, for the positive one, it reduces interruptions in the office, so you spend less time socializing with your colleagues. But that's the on the positive side, but also it could have negative effect because for sometimes you get stuck when you work alone. So actually you need inspirations from your colleague.
Right.
So that kind of cooperative environment gives you more creativity. And and also for positive side, you get a more flexible schedule, but at the same time, it does require like much better self-management because you want to work from home, like work anytime.
Yeah, one thing we touched on also was diversity, like I mentioned earlier. Basically, people who enjoy being around others and get energy from being around others can fit in their scheduled times when other people will be around. Others who feel more productive or feel better alone can work that into their schedule and make that work for them. So everybody can win.
Good. That's it? Okay, great. Thank you very much.
So our perspective is from the organization's perspective.
Yeah.
And
At first, we only had a lot of disadvantages. First one came up was evaluation, kind of your performance evaluation, which you would quite likely need a clear performance criteria, to avoid complaints differences. And clear evaluation, and some kind of works like physical emergency, like your server goes down, which requires your physical availability. And
and we kind of have the same related to each other. So for example, the good things in organization perspective is to gain productivity, but at the same time, sometimes how do you say that? Companies have different working style or culture. So this one might not be fits in other culture, company style. And also for mentioning about because we have the advantages of many workplaces, then we have opportunity to meet new business partner, for example, or new people. But at the same time, it gives warning how can you save your data. So to privacy and to confidential matters in companies, and it's one of the challenges. And but because why is a new approach? It's in the future. I think this will be good for the new recruitment, and also this will be helpful for working moms. And it makes open-minded employees and the opportunities to meet new person, also less commuting fee, commuting hours, and it makes employee more happy and get motivated. Anything you want to mention?
Less cost for the office space and your employees' commuting fees.
Oh, I see.
As you can mention that commuting in Tokyo is disastrous. So some of us take 3 hours a day in a packed commuter train. It's so hard to work hard.
I got a lot of negative messages from my girls, my little friends. They working in the Toast Bar right now, and this is complaining they don't have girls in their group, so no day they need more boys. So if you have like WAA that sells things, you can find different boys or girls from different company. Well, for me, I think it's important. I don't know the other, super important. Yeah, just happiness. Yes.
Okay.
Important.
Good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, do I need to talk about organization? The positive point for company. Right. And first, so we think slowing time of the rate. So in Japan, this is very, very important problem. Sure. So, about their turnover rate is about
30%. Sorry, I don't know. Okay. So, Alex, so what's your point? Attract, no. Talent.
Actually, by having the wall system, the company can attract more talents because some people may want to go to the company, but they live too far away from the company. And by having wall, it can attract more talents who are willing to join the company, and that will be a good thing for the company. And also, we pay attention to the female issues because we know many females decide to drop their career because after they give birth to the children, and by having the wall, they can work at home and take care of their baby and rejoin their career after the kids grow up. So actually, we also have some social issues included. And for the negative perspective, not only from the cost issues and the information security issues, we also pay attention to the communication issues because we know that the staff in companies, in Japanese companies, like social networking after the work, and if they are working from different places, they don't have this chance to do such social networking, and they will be less cohesive, and maybe they'll have low commitment to the company because they don't know their colleagues that much as they were if they were working at the different places.
So as the previous group said, it's difficult to evaluate employee if we implement the WAA. But it leads to eventually system of evaluation of company will be improved, maybe. But it leads to some negative points again, and because company's evaluation system focuses on the results and performances, and then employees will be non-cooperative compared with before implementing one system. That's all.
Thank you very much. I thought it was quite interesting to see the different aspects of, or sometimes it's two aspects of one thing. You know, it could be advantage, it could be disadvantage. And I think that requires a new set of skills, new set of rules, new mindset. And I think that's a challenge in a way. We will collect the papers from the other groups as well so that we can continue. But one thing which I would like to sort of mention is that right now, used to be like 3-stage lifestyle in the sense that you go to school, you work, and you retire. Those 3-stage model is outdated. So particularly for your age, I'm getting a little bit old for the, I could be 3-stage, but I'm taking the very different lifestyle and work style from 3-stage because I'm freelancing right now. And I'm sort of living what they call portfolio type of career because I do many different things, not just, you know, working for one company or whatever. And so I don't belong to any organization. And my name card doesn't say any organization, particularly in this country where the status and title makes a lot of difference. And what I would like to mention is that I am a member, as I mentioned, I'm a member of this Global Future Council on Education, Work, and Gender. And one of the things that we have been talking about is that there are going to be many more people who would be independent producers or freelancers working on the project basis. And I think that just to have a single career, single job, single career for one company for the whole of your career life is over. You need to have multiple careers. because things are changing so quickly. And as you know, AI may take over like half of our jobs, but it will create new type of jobs. And so I think it's very important that we are very much aware of, what are the kind of things that we could do. And I think one thing which I think particularly interested and important is that individuals are the ones who have a choice. If you let the organization decide for you, you are sort of tied. But I think today and in the future, individuals are the ones who could decide what kind of career, what kind of lifestyle they would like to have. But in order to do that, you need to be pretty well prepared. You need to think about what kind of skills you're going to need, and how do you develop those skills, rather than depending upon the companies that you work for do for you, because they may not have a clear idea of where it's going. So individual choices are becoming very important. And so in that sense, I think WA is quite interesting, because that is one step toward giving the individuals more choices as to where do you want to work, what time do you want to work. If you're given the total freedom, I think it's going to be a confusion and chaos, because we don't know how to handle it. But if you do it like WA and one step at a time and be prepared, I think that's going to be a very interesting way of designing your own lifestyle. As a matter of fact, I would like to recommend this one book, 100-Year Life by Linda Grattan, which just came out. Linda Grattan and Andrew, what's his name? I don't remember the last name, but that just came out, and people are having longer life. I mean, our life expectancy is getting longer. So those of the people who are like in teens, it's very likely that they're going to live until like they are 100, which is going to be very, very different from like 60 or 65, because you have so many years to go ahead, to do whatever you want to. And you can't just sit around and do nothing for 30 years. So you really need to plan what kind of career, what kind of lifestyle you would like to have. And in order to do that, you need to worry about the financing, you need to worry about the relationships, you need to worry about, how do you keep your vitality, health, assets and transformation and things like that. So that book is extremely interesting, and I really would like to recommend you strongly. But there, Linda essentially argues for the individual choice. Individuals are the ones who have freedom, who have choice. So in that sense, I thought it was very interesting. As you talked about advantages and disadvantages for individuals as well as the organizations, I think what's important is the next step. How are you going to design your own life and your own career? So if this event or this session helps you to think or makes you aware of the importance of designing your own lifestyle with a safety, social safety net as well as your career, I think it'll be a very good starting point, because we need to start somewhere. And with that note, I would like to thank the people at Unilever to give us I would like to thank all of you to come and to get engaged in the very lively discussion. And for your information, our next session is going to be November the 3rd. That's a national holiday. We start at 5 o'clock, and we'll be talking about the general purpose AI, which I think is a fascinating subject. And I hope all of you will be there. And because we'll have Dr. Yamakawa, who is with the Asia Artificial Intelligence kind of person, explain what it is and how we how we design our life. So with that note, let's close the session. For some of you who are interested in getting a stamp for the Yoko's bar, you can come. But I think nowadays we have so many repeat customers who want to develop the new customers. So we may shift the program and the gift a little bit different from now on. But if you're interested, come over and I'll give you the stamp. So with that note, let's hit the bottle and the pizza.